Most cat owners are doing the big things right. The food is good. The litter box is clean. The toys are scattered across the floor. And the cat still hides under the bed every time a door slams. Or flinches when a hand reaches too fast. Or sits across the room watching but never comes close. And the owner is left wondering what they are missing because by every obvious measure they are doing everything right. Here is what most people do not know. Cats do not experience safety the way we expect them to. They do not feel safe because the home is quiet, or because they are fed on time, or because someone loves them. They feel safe because of specific, repeated signals happening throughout the day that their nervous system has been reading since long before cats ever lived with humans at all. And the 3 actions in this video are so ordinary, so woven into a normal day, that most cat owners walk right past them without ever realizing what they were just given the chance to do. Hit subscribe right now because this channel is dedicated to helping you understand what your cat actually needs and why. And there are more videos coming every week. And share this one with someone whose cat they always say is just unfriendly, because after watching this, they will understand why. Action number 1. What you do the moment you walk into the room. You probably do not think about what happens when you enter a room where your cat is already sitting. You walk in. You do whatever you came to do. Your cat either looks up or does not. And the whole exchange feels completely unremarkable. But from your cat's perspective, every single time you enter their space, their nervous system runs a quick assessment. And what it is scanning for has nothing to do with whether you smile or say hello. It has everything to do with how you move. Cats are wired differently from dogs. Dogs evolved alongside humans closely enough to develop the ability to read human faces, to follow a pointed finger, to interpret a smile as something safe. Cats took a different path. They evolved as solitary hunters who were also prey for larger animals, which means they spent millions of years learning to read physical movement in their environment. Speed, weight, tension, unpredictability. These are the inputs their nervous system was built to process, not expressions, not words. And that wiring does not switch off just because they live in a warm apartment and eat from a bowl. So when you walk into the room moving fast, with tight shoulders, with purposeful steps, even if you are perfectly happy and completely safe, your cat's nervous system reads that movement pattern and quietly files it as potential threat. Not because you are scary, because the signals match a category of experience their biology has been tracking across generations. And when their nervous system quietly logs that signal often enough, the environment never fully feels like a place to relax. Now flip it. You slow down when you enter. Your steps are softer. Your shoulders drop. You move with no urgency at all. And their nervous system reads those signals too. Calm. Predictable. No sudden variables. And the brain says, nothing to monitor right now. And that message, that quiet, wordless message, is what safety actually feels like to a cat. Behaviorists call these distance-decreasing and distance-increasing signals. Slow, low-energy, loose-bodied presences draw cats closer. Fast, tense, unpredictable presences push them back. And this is why some people seem to be magnetic to cats everywhere they go while others cannot get a cat to come near them even with food in their hand. It is not personality. It is not smell. It is how they move through space. There is something specific you can try starting today. The next time you walk into a room where your cat is resting, pause for just 2 seconds in the doorway. Let your breath out. Drop your shoulders deliberately. Then walk in slowly, without directing your energy toward your cat at all. Do not look straight at them. Do not reach for them. Just enter the space calmly and let whatever happens next happen on its own. Do this consistently, and over the next few weeks pay close attention to whether your cat begins moving toward you in those moments rather than staying put or moving away. The shift, when it comes, will tell you everything about how much your movement was always part of the conversation. Action number 2. The slow blink and what it actually does inside your cat's brain. You may have heard that slow blinking at your cat is a way to show them affection. What most people do not know is why it works. Not as a theory, and not as a cute trick, but biologically, neurologically, at the level of the nervous system itself. Cats communicate threat through unbroken eye contact. In feline body language, a hard, steady stare from another animal is an aggressive signal. It means something is watching and ready to act. This is so deeply wired into cats that even a painting with prominent eyes on it can cause a cat to avoid that area of a room. The stare is not neutral. It carries information their nervous system responds to before their conscious experience of it even registers. The slow blink is the opposite signal. When a cat closes its eyes slowly and reopens them in your direction, What they are doing is deliberately interrupting the stare. They are communicating, I see you, and I am choosing to look away, and I feel safe enough to do that. It is an act of trust expressed through vulnerability. And when you do it back, you are using their own language to say the same thing. A study published in Scientific Reports in 2020 by researchers at the University of Sussex and the University of Portsmouth tested exactly this. They found that cats were significantly more likely to slow blink back at humans who slow blinked at them compared to humans who simply maintained a neutral expression. And they found that cats were also more likely to approach an unfamiliar person who had been slow blinking at them versus one who had not. The slow blink did not just signal safety. It actively invited closeness. Here is something one cat owner shared that is worth sitting with. She had a cat who had been at the rescue for almost 2 years. Highly anxious, always pressing into the back corner of the kennel, almost never making eye contact. She started visiting that specific cat every week, sitting on the floor at a distance, not reaching, not talking much, just slow blinking in the cat's direction for a few minutes before leaving. After 6 weeks, the cat slow blinked back for the first time. 2 weeks after that, it walked to the front of the kennel and pressed its forehead against the door while she sat outside. That was the moment she knew it was her cat. She adopted him the next day. So here is how to use this. Find a moment when your cat is resting and relaxed and looking roughly in your direction. Soften your face completely. Then, slowly, close your eyes about halfway. Hold for a moment and reopen them gently. Keep your body loose and your energy quiet while you do it. Then simply wait. Your cat may look away, which is itself a positive signal. They may slow blink back. They may do nothing obvious at all. But what is happening underneath their reaction is the important part. Their nervous system is receiving the signal that you are not a threat. And every time that signal lands, the baseline level of safety in your home goes up by a fraction. Fractions accumulate. Over time, they reshape the whole relationship. Most people clicking on this video will stop watching before this next part. But the third action is the one that ties everything together and explains why the first two work at all. If you are still here, this is for you. Action number 3. Letting your cat lead the conversation. When a cat walks toward you, the instinct is to respond. Reach down. Reach out. Start petting. Pick them up. Meet the moment with action, because that is how we show people we are happy to see them. But for a cat, a hand moving toward them quickly, even from someone they know completely, someone they trust, someone they love, can activate the exact threat detection system that all that slow movement and slow blinking was working to quiet. Their nervous system is older than their relationship with you. It does not always wait for context. This is the piece that changes everything when you understand it. The cat does not need you to come to them. They need to know that coming to you is always safe, always predictable, and always on their terms. Because when that is consistently true, they come more. They stay longer. They seek contact more often. They become the cat that other people look at and say, I have never seen a cat like that. They are so affectionate. And the owner smiles because they know it was not an accident. The 2025 study published in Applied Animal Behavior Science that looked at oxytocin responses between cats and owners found something precise and important. Cats who initiated physical contact themselves showed a strong hormonal bonding response. Cats who were approached or picked up first showed a significantly weaker response, or almost none at all. The act of choosing to close the distance was not just a preference. It was part of the biological mechanism that makes the contact meaningful. Take away the choice and the chemistry changes. Pam Johnson-Bennett, one of the most widely recognized feline behaviorists, explains it this way. When a cat approaches you and nothing unexpected happens, the interaction is reinforced as safe. When you stay still and let them make the contact, you are giving them information they can actually use. And that information, collected over dozens and eventually hundreds of interactions, rewires their expectations about what coming to you means. Here is a concrete way to practice this tonight. When your cat starts moving in your direction, stop whatever you are doing. Let your hands rest where they are. Do not reach. Do not call to them. Do not make eye contact or lean toward them. Just become completely calm and available. Let them walk all the way to you. Let them be the one who makes contact, whether that is a head bump against your leg, a rub along your ankle, a nudge of their nose against your hand. Only after they have made that first contact, respond with a gentle touch. And then pay attention to what happens in the following days. Notice if the approaches come more often. Notice if they last longer. Notice if your cat starts choosing to sit closer to you during the parts of the day when you are just quietly existing in the same room. Because that shift, that quiet, gradual drift toward you, is what safety actually looks like when a cat has fully decided you are home. One more thing worth knowing. Cats have excellent memory for repeated patterns, and they form expectations based on what those patterns have consistently taught them. If approaching you has sometimes meant being scooped up before they were ready, or handled in a way that felt too fast, they will approach with caution built in. But if approaching you has always meant that they control the pace, that nothing happens until they invite it, and that you are reliably still and calm when they arrive, they will stop hesitating. The caution dissolves, and what is left is a cat who genuinely chooses you. None of these 3 actions require more time in your day. They do not require equipment or training tools or special treats. They require noticing. They require the small discipline of slowing down when you enter a room, of letting your eyes go soft and closing them gently when your cat is watching, of keeping your hands still when a small animal decides to walk toward you, and trust. These are not extraordinary gestures. That is exactly the point. The most powerful things you can do for your cat are already woven into ordinary moments. You were just never told to look for them. Subscribe to this channel right now for more videos on how to truly understand and care for your cat, the science, the behavior, the small things that make the biggest difference. New videos every week. And if your cat has ever surprised you by choosing to come close at exactly the right moment, drop a comment below and tell that story. Because every person watching right now who has a shy cat or a slow-to-trust cat needs to hear